what? First of all, it's first time here to Blacksburg. My friend Frank Beamer, he's got a heck of a place here. That was a top tenner as far as not maybe a top fiver as far as the emotion, the crowd when the bus is coming in today. I had high expectations because I talked to some folks that played here, and it certainly didn't let them down. They played really hard, both teams. A little disappointed in our point of attack, a little bit on the offensive and defensive line. But overall, we'll take that win and against a very good team in a tough environment. Would like to say this, that I love Braxton Miller. And when you have selflessness, he made a lot of decisions, as young people have to, and he did it for the best interest of his team in Ohio State. And that just, when I think about that, it makes you feel good. I love that kid, man. And obviously I love when he does a spin move and ridiculous athletic ability, but he broke down in there, he got real emotional, and the journey, it's the negative about football is that you don't see their faces. You see a helmet and sometimes a visor, and you don't get to see what this kid's all about. This kid's all about the right stuff, and I'm honored to coach him again for the 4th year, and I love this guy. And I know there are a bunch of other guys played well, but I just wanted to make sure everybody knows how, and I say I'm talking about our team. The guy got the 3rd most votes on our team as far as being a captain. That tells you how much our guys think of him. I'll answer any questions.
Front row, Bill.
What was behind the decision? What enabled you, or what caused you to pick Cardell over JT?
Very close. Didn't really. We met twice along the journey in training camp, and he was ahead, and JT really closed it and almost nudged back. But the way I looked at it, Cardell finished the season. Statistically, it was about identical. When I say that, I want to say 64% compared to 63%, or it was real close. And Cardell finished the season as a starter, and then I kind of started thinking for him to not take the first snap, he had to get beat out. And he wasn't beat out. It was very close. But we got 2 good players, and they're going to play. I almost put to JT in earlier, but there was such a pressure game that with Cardell's size, I thought he could get over the top of that defensive front because they were all over the place again, and that was the decision.
Front row, Don.
Urban, you want to affect the quarterback Brewer knocked out of the game. Obviously, you don't want to see anyone injured, but I mean, talk about that moment.
Well, he killed us last year. He's a guy that made a couple great throws and got a lot of respect for him as a player. You're right. I think someone said he broke a collarbone or something, and that's horrible. That's the worst part of the starting game is the injury, so we wish him well.
Second row left, Clay.
Yeah, you owned the second half. Was anything said? Did the paint come off in here at halftime?
No, it was. They were doing so. They were moving. Now they were playing the bear, but they were last year they were bear straight up, and they were moving all over the place. They were slanting, we think, to the back, and so Ed Warner did a nice job, and Tim Beck and the whole offensive staff of coming up with some things to obviously hurt them a little bit. And it was good to see Mike get a little isolation play on the double cut. So, no, I think it's a credit to our strength coach and the way he prepared them. I think it was 28 unanswered, and we were fresh as the game went on, which is a good sign. What kind of shape we're in.
Was it too many guys in the box to give the ball to Zeke in the first half? He had 3 or 4 touches.
Yeah, it's terrible, and I kept seeing that. And when they played Bear Zero, there's 2 extra hats in there, and that's a lot of times when we ran the quarterback, and we did it with Braxton Miller a couple times too, because you hand the ball off. There's 2 extra guys there. So we got to do a better job. We threw a couple early and we just misfired them. That's a high risk, a high reward, and we did hit some big plays on them, but not enough.
Far left, Tim.
Yeah, Urban, did you see Braxton sort of grow into the moment as the night went on? I mean, did you see him a little? Just what was your take on him as the game started, and then of course the 3rd quarter?
Well, I mean, he's a guy that started his career, and to get him to run around cones and lift weights, he just didn't. He wasn't a grinder, and he is now. But if you said, if I'm going to put you against that guy, he won't lose. So his greatest gift, he's as a competitor, and I saw that. I missed that because he was brilliant. What was it, 2013 and 12, and this Ohio State football team, where we were is if we didn't have him, we were looking at because that was not good. In 2012, that offense was not. We did what we had to do, and Carlos got developed and all that, but that was Braxton right, Braxton left, or we would have been just above a 500 team.
And did you see Cardale? Just generally, what was your take on Cardale's game tonight? He was 9 out of 18 throwing, had the 1 pick. Obviously made some plays with his feet, ran for 99 yards.
Yeah. I thought okay. I have to watch film. I'll give you an evaluation on him when we meet next week. I'd expect more, the turnover, you just don't do that, when you throw late across start scrambling around. But, once again, it's a good team we played against, so we'll take it and get better.
Steve?
Yeah, Coach, you guys are down at halftime, and place is kind of buzzing. They maybe think they're going to upset you guys, and just how important was the play that Braxton made? Not many guys in college football could probably make that play, get open, get down the sideline, and just that kind of.
Yeah, we had a couple misfires though, and that, like I said, they dare you to, you have to be able to bust through that first level, and that's why Zeke, Zeke only had 11 carries. That's not enough. We got to get him 20 touches, but you have to get him off you to pay the price. And when you're 9 of 18 throwing, that's not good enough. So but anytime to answer your question, when it's a close game, you have to have athletes bust you out of it, and we did that today.
Left side, Ari?
Coach, you mentioned a minute ago that there was some thought into putting JT in the first half. How careful do you have to be moving forward and about timing and swapping back and forth, and how much thought goes into just the timing of when these guys play?
There's really not a formula, and that's I mentioned. I think I told Kirk. I said we're gonna my opinion at that moment, because you can't have too many people's input, because everybody, all it does is confuse the situation. If in that situation to drive the ball down the field to score, who should be in the game? And JT has to stay warm, and if JT's in the game, Cardale has to stay warm. Is that the right thing to do? At this point, it is. Will that change and adapt throughout the year? I don't know. Well, remains to be seen.
Last couple questions. Doug, over here to the left.
Urban, how did Cardale and JT handle everything?
unbelievable.
And how did the team, do you think? How did they handle it, and when did you tell the team?
I did not tell the team. It's. I think we operate under the premise of 9 units strong, and the corners need to worry about the corners and play really well. The linebackers need to play really well as a unit, and I have to give a lot of credit to our coaching staff and the leaders. It doesn't matter who's back there, because Braxton played, I want to say 5 or 6 snaps at quarterback too, and that's the good thing about this team right now. The culture, I want to keep saying this, I want to model it. It's really good. They're into it, and there's no locker room issues or who's the quarterback and all that. None of that, zero. And both kids handled it great. Both of them said when I talked to them a week before, I announced, they said whatever we can do to help the team win.
Second row right, Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, what enabled your defense to do a good job getting some pressure on Brewer? And on the flip side, after giving up some sacks to the Hokies last year, what did enable you guys to do a good job of protecting your quarterbacks?
The first question is about how did we get pressure?
Yeah, pressure.
Well, we had a bunch of new guys starting. Tyquan Lewis and Sam Hubbard started new. We had Tommy Schuss, so 3 of the 4 starting were new on the defensive front. Darren Lee, you probably need to ask Luke that, and Chris Ash. I just saw him pressure the quarterback before time with the transition offense quarterback. I'm really devoted right now to offense, and I hear third down and then turn around and go. So that'd be a good question for Luke, but I saw us pressure him as well.
And on the flip side, your offensive line doing a good job protecting.
Oh, I thought we did average, to be honest with you. I didn't think we played. It all depends on your expectation level, and ours is. And they'd be the first one. I'd be disappointed they came and said, "Boy, we played great." Not taking anything away from that talented. There's a high draft pick in there that the defensive end. He's going to be a late first, early second. I'm hearing, and he plays like it. So they're really good, but we got to play better.
And one final question, middle back, Andy.
How cognizant did you have when you were talking about or thinking about maybe putting JT in earlier of if I go with a quick hook, it might hurt Cardale's confidence to get a little more.
A lot of thought. I'm gonna have a constant conversation with them. I think he would know that's not because there might come a time we have to do that. And that's something that, this journey is gonna be interesting. We gotta make sure that and I'm not screwing it up. That's a great question. Right now, we don't have an answer.
Great, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thanks,